Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I know I haven't been on YouTube in quite some time when it comes to streaming. More or less, life has been pretty busy. We were traveling to San Francisco, then I was working, and then plenty of other things. Work schedule didn't quite meet up with streaming onto YouTube as to why I haven't been on YouTube recently streaming, but things are kind of back to normal now, so hopefully we're back on live more than we have been. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. So today there's really not much to look at. I've been looking around, searching far and wide, and to be completely honest with you, not a whole lot seems really all that great today. So as you can see in the headline of the video, only thing I'm actually watching today is Boeing. Now it's not the only thing I'm watching, but it's the only thing that I actually think has a play that I can see as of right now that I actually like. So for right now, Boeing is really the only thing that I'll be watching here in today's trading. So let's get into sharing the screen. Shrink that down a little bit. So as you can see here, we're on the chart with Boeing. Let me get some of this other stuff off here that we don't really need right now. Yeah, so right now Boeing, this is literally it. I know probably a couple of you are looking at ATAI. So the only thing I've seen here with Boeing is the possibility for a short play below 368. So we were watching this 368 level because, well, Boeing's been in the news recently heavily with the airplane crash and the cutting of their Boeing 737 MAX production rate by 20%, and then the fact that Southwest Airlines is grounding all their plane now, Alaska Airlines is grounding all their plane. I mean, the news is just on and on and on and on with this company right now. So the only thing I was really looking for was a potential short play below 368. On the flip side, Boeing has been getting smacked down into the support area too, right? All of this down here, this is all support, right? 360 isn't the only support. Anything before 360 is still support. You have dips here at 370, dips here at 368 levels. So we have had 1, 2, 3 down days. So today might in fact just be kind of a small green push day, but still watching Boeing short below that 368 level. Now, if you look at it from this view, Boeing is a tad bit extended from a lot of its moving averages, right? So it might be ready to do sort of a small little bounce back. And just an FYI, we do have earnings coming up on Boeing, 4/24. So in another 14 days here, we're going to have some earnings coming out for Boeing. So definitely some things to pay attention to with Boeing stock, the earnings that are coming up. A lot of people do feel that with the Boeing 737 MAX being grounded by many airlines and the fact that Boeing is going to be cutting production on their 737 by 20%, that it is going to negatively affect this quarter's earnings report, which wouldn't be surprised if it did. So again, keeping Boeing on watch today. That is truly the only stock that I was really concerned with today. And then secondly, you have ATAI. ATAI is still a garbage stock and most likely isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot. Yesterday, it had a nice move, from 117 all the way up to 250, came down, faded, and then it kind of curled up. We had a cup and handle pattern here. Right at the end of the day, there was a small cup and handle, boom, and back up. Then we ripped after hours, came crashing down pre-market. It's holding support over this 2.5 level, right? And that was yesterday's previous high. So going across, we're holding that previous high pop from yesterday. This might have a little action today, but it still has like 20 million outstanding shares. The likelihood that this is a supernova stock is far unlikely. Yeah, no problem. It has been a while since I've been online. I do apologize. Been a while. But just my work schedule and everything hasn't been too lenient for streaming on YouTube, so I haven't been on YouTube. That's kind of just it. So good morning to all. It appears as if the notifications are probably going out a tad bit late. I don't understand. Google owns YouTube, and Google's a multi-billion, million-dollar company, but they can't seem to get their notifications right. Tisk, tisk. Jeez. Why don't you take some of that money you're making and put it back into your notifications? Good morning. Good morning. SUNW Joe should be call or put. So Francis, you know, when someone's like, well, no, let me put it this way. I mean, we'll go back to Boeing in a second here. Yeah, you know, it's pretty ironic. You know, we were on for maybe 10 or so minutes, and now they give you the notification. It's like, well, if somebody's going live, you really need the notification now so that you're watching it live and you're not, right? That's the whole idea of live streaming, right? So you can watch it live. So YouTube, if you're watching this at some point, get your shit together so people can actually watch live, right? Yeah. No, I'm just messing around, having a good time. So this is ATAI. Again, yesterday was its good move. Today's most likely not the good move. So if you're thinking about trading ATI, you might as well just sit on your hands today and watch it crash and burn. If it goes up, then trade it, but most likely we're going down. So ATAI, that's a no for today, most likely. There wasn't a whole lot of activity. The only other thing I think I seen was like AVGR was popping up. You know, this is a possibility, but I probably still won't even trade AVGR. This thing, to me, it's okay looking. You know, it's got a nice gap here. It's shooting up, right? Pulls back, holding, but I probably won't even trade that. That doesn't really look all that great. Let's see. SUNW, I can take a look at that. Yeah, guys, I'm honestly telling you right now, I might not trade anything today. I'm not a big fan of really anything. SUNW, 70 cent stock, so it's most likely not good. Steady downtrend for the past couple years. Yeah, I mean, it's going green right now, which means it's going to soon be going red. So the move started here back at 48 cents, went through like a small little flag pattern. So kind of missed the move there on that one. I mean, it could have a little bit more room, but ideally you missed the move there. So now you're kind of chasing on the top of a move. So that's a no-no. Shouldn't do that with SUNW. Just let it go and then let it come back down and continue into its downtrend. Yeah, ATAI is probably not going to have a great day. SFET, I can take a look at it, but probably not much going on here either. So there is a gap up, pretty light volume though. You'd have to check the news. I didn't dive too deep into the news. Safe to acquire net, blah, 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 price, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this could have a move. It depends. Let me take a look at the yearly chart. Yearly chart looks like trash. I probably wouldn't trade SFET. You can see based on the last year, it really doesn't do very well. Even on the spike days, it comes crashing down. So SFET, probably not a good trader on the day. Yeah, see, Don, that video was supposed to go up last night, but yeah, I had a run. It took forever to process the video, so I was like, well, I'll just upload it from my phone while I was out grocery shopping, and then it didn't allow me to upload it. Then I got home and I forgot to go up and upload it, so then I just put it up this morning. Yeah, I'll touch on AMD just a little bit here. I mean, yeah, the market definitely pulled back yesterday towards end of day. Absolutely. Nvidia, Apple. Actually, I'll talk about Apple here. I actually shorted Apple overnight. Still holding a little bit right now. Yeah, so I shorted Apple overnight. I think I was like short 200 shares. So far, like in total, made $230 on the short play. So snagged about a point. I ended up shorting late day on this push right here. I shorted some on Apple yesterday. Oh hell, I'll just pull the trades up. Yeah, so this was my trade here with Apple. Ended up shorting. I shorted 300 shares, and I was like, well, that's kind of heavy. And then you can see that I shorted 300. I was like, well, do I really want to be short 300? I was like, no, not really. Not even at that consolidation. So I ended up taking off 200, just left on 100, and then waited for a pop. And I was like, that's a smarter trade. So then I shorted 100 shares there. And then I woke up this morning. By the time I got up, prices were here. I'm like, all right, cool. So I took off majority of them, 150 shares, left on 50 shares. So just kind of riding 50 shares short Apple right now. Now, yeah, I mean, Apple just sold off pretty big. Now, I don't know. I mean, when you look at it, Apple's been on a good run recently. So I would say that we're still got a little bit more pulling back to do on Apple. Let me pull up the 180-day chart here. Well, that's also the thing is Apple kind of came down to this trend line right here. So it already kind of made a really big move, right? Because it gapped down so far overnight, gapped down so much. They already kind of made a great move down into this trend line area of about 197 area. And so, for me, I'm just kind of sitting on Apple, right? We'll see what happens. We're bouncing up. We filled the gap, right? Here is the gap down. This morning pre-market, we filled that gap. So we might see it roll over a little bit. But the only thing is right here is good support. This 196 is pretty heavy because look at this curl and run. So that's where the buyers are located. So it would be nice. I would like to see a 190, like a 196.30 tag in the future. So right now I'm short bias on Apple until it starts becoming more bullish again on the intraday scale. Well, that's because YouTube is a multi-million-dollar company and they still suck. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know. I don't know why the multi-million-dollar company can't get their notifications right. I don't know. You'd think they've got it figured out by now, but they don't. Google can track your position and everything you do, but they can't seem to get a notification on time. I don't know. I don't get it. What do I think about JNUG? I don't trade JNUG. JNUG is very simple. DGAS, UGAS, JNUG. I mean, they're all pretty simple to understand. Okay, this is all you gotta do. And I hope I didn't come off condescending or like some jerk, but JNUG, UGAS, DGAS, all you need to do is watch the futures markets for that particular ticker. So if you're watching JNUG, you're watching JDST, so there's going to be gold tickers. You're going to want to watch the gold futures. Whatever the gold futures do, that ticker will do the same thing or the opposite if you're trading inverse. If you're trading UGAS, DGAS, go watch the natural gas futures. If the natural gas futures go up, one of your ticker symbols is going to go up in correlation to that ticker, or it's going to go in the opposite. So those things, when you say, what about JNUG? It's not what about JNUG, it's what about the natural gas futures, right? So when you're asking about JNUG, in theory, you're really asking about the natural gas futures. That's what you need to know. A couple years, really, to answer your question in simple terms, Mr. Finger John. No, IZEA is not a good company. Usually never succeeded. My time trading, I've seen it do a lot of things, but just your typical penny stock, I wouldn't invest in it. Wouldn't get high hopes for it. Okay, I'll look at JNUG. Yeah. I mean, JNUG's just chopping around. If you go look at, let's see, / oh, that would be GC, right? Oh, what do you know? The gold futures look almost identical to JNUG. Maybe, if it pulls it up. Yeah, pretty spot on. So you can see, here are your gold futures. Here is JNUG. If you want to know what JNUG's going to do, you watch your gold futures. And that's how you trade JNUG. And if you're going to be trading JDST, you do the opposite. JDST looks exactly like IGC, or sorry, / GC, but just a little bit backwards. All right. But yeah, I don't trade JNUG. Personally, I'm just never do. Not a huge fan of the volatility there. I like more volatility than that. NBEV. NBEV, I'll take a look at that here in just a second. PHAS, yeah, you can follow PHAS. It didn't really do a whole lot yesterday, but I know they gapped up to like 18 points. All right, so we'll take a look at NBEV. So NBEV did primarily what we said it would do yesterday, pretty much not anything crazy. Just kind of pulling back now. So Walmart was some really good news, and that's just it, guys, right? That's it. Okay, what was it doing prior to that day of the news, right? It was just kind of trailing down. Oh, we got news with Walmart. Okay, well, that is some good news. But just because you're going to be putting your drinks in Walmart does not mean you're going to succeed as a company. It's just short-term hype news, right? So, what you're going to want to watch for now is, well, actually, here's probably something. You could probably look for some type of fib retracement here. So far, it's pulled back to the 50%. It's holding above 50%. You could, probably watch the 546, 557s. Might have a bounce around there, because if you get down to 570, 547 level, you're starting to come in play with the previous tops of the consolidation, which is like right there and into here. All right, so it would make sense that there's a little bit of a bounce off around 545, 550, 560 level, which we're sort of starting to do with this 4-hour doji candle. But so, there might be like a short-term intermediate bounce here, but the key thing is that it holds up this trend line, right, that it put in. That's really just it. You want to keep holding on top of this trend line, and now you really don't want it to break below 5. If it breaks below 5, it's a dud. If it stays above 5, then there's still hope for it. Yeah, so, and I'd even read that far. Yes, Rich, I will take a look at Nvidia. I will take a look at Nvidia, bud. So Nvidia, not doing a whole lot. Okay, so Nvidia is still holding up above this 200 moving average. Look at the weekly chart. Well, we're starting on a red week with Nvidia, so you never really want to start to a red week on a stock. Yesterday didn't get any push, and that's no thanks to the market. Market dropped out, so Nvidia drops out. Right now, I would be neutral on Nvidia until the market shows more bullish signs. I'm trying to go to a 5-day chart. There we go. All right, so if you look back, yeah, let me go on a 30-minute chart, 10-day, 30-minute. That look better. So this is it. Really, you need Nvidia to stay above this level right here. All right, you want it to stay above 185. If it can stay above 185, stock is still bullish in the short-term aspect. If it starts to break below 185, then you're starting to get a little more bearish. And the reason being is that's that big move up, big move up. That's where all the buyers are located. So it's not this, it's not that one, it's not that one, right? That's where all the buys came in right there. And now they're just kind of moving up and just moving in the waves, right? So this is not your support. That is not your support. That is your support down to the 183 level, okay? So those are going to kind of be those important levels to watch for. We got over that 200 moving average, as I referred to in a YouTube video, but market kind of pulled on us, so we're not getting enough strength yet. But if it can stay above this 200 moving average on your intraday chart, then that would be a good sign. Now I'm looking at the 200 EMA. A lot of you may have 200 SMA. It might look a little bit different, and that's okay. Thank you very much, Ace916. I appreciate that. Preferred, there is no, so everyone asks, what's your preferred time frame? For me, there is no preferred time frame. I trade on 1 minute charts. I've traded 5 minute charts. I look at 20-day charts, 30-minute charts, 15-minute charts, weekly charts, 20-year charts, 1-year charts, 4-hour charts, 180-day charts. I look at everything. I like to know the stock. So there's not really a preferred time frame for me. It's just, study your charts. Just get comfortable with them, A lot of people, and that's the other thing, a lot of trading is preference based, so you need to practice and then see what you like the most, because sometimes you may feel that you get a better reading on one chart over another, and different time frames may work better for you, or it just resonates with you more. Most people don't like 1 minute charts. I don't mind 1 minute charts. So yeah, some people can see a setup better on a 5 minute chart because it takes, some of the fakiness. Some people say, well, it takes the fakiness out of the chart when you look at a 5 minute. It's like, yeah, like sure, but also, that's just it, right? It can sometimes take out the choppiness away. So, and here's another thing. Everyone's like, well, here's another big misconception in the market is that you need scanners to do this. It's like, no, that's a lie too. Scanners help. They sure do help, but you don't even need scanners. Well, yeah, it's like a two-parted question. Well, I guess more like a two-parted statement because no one really. Well, I guess there was a question, but yeah. So with scanners, you don't even need scanners, right? Like scanners are just an additional tool that you can have if you want them. But scanners are not going to make you a better trader. Simple as that. Scanners are not going to make you more money. Scanners don't do anything for you, but just give you more to potentially look at or trade. That's about it. They don't make you any more money. They're not going to make you any more money. They're not going to make you successful. They won't make you have a $5,000 day over a $2,000 day, because the only thing that allows you to have a $5,000 day versus a $2,000 day is yourself, not the scanner. The way you trade, the way you get in, the way you exit, the way you manage your emotion, how much size you take is all dictated by the person themselves, not by the scanner itself. So, yeah. So that's about it. Because you could trade the market every single day without even using a scanner. All you'd have to do is find 5-10 stocks you like, trade them every single day. Or just trade 5-10 stocks and trade them whenever they start to look good. That's it. And you're done. All right? Sure, you may not find about BPTH. Sure, you may not know about ATAI, but that's for you. That's the decision for you to make, is making sure you know what the penny stock that moved for the day was. Or you could be in a chat room, right? Like, for example, you could purchase scanners, right? You could pay paid subscription scanners, which may be a couple $100 like I pay. Or you could even join a chat room that's cheaper than the scanners, and you'll be able to find those same stocks without even having the scanner. So that's another option, right? So it's like, you got to look at it. You weigh the pros and the cons, and so. So everyone's like, well, how do you learn to control emotions? You never fully learn. Dude, I get angry during trading too when I take a loss, still. I'm just good at, like everybody gets mad. Nobody likes to lose. So if anybody tells you like, oh, I'm a robot, it's like, yeah, dude, F off. You're not a robot. But, I still get angered when trading. I still feel the revenge-y trading. And every once in a while, I still catch myself doing some revenge trading. I'm just better at it than I used to be, right? I'm like I kind of know when I'm revenge trading. I'm like, okay, well, you're kind of revenge trading right now, so don't be a complete jackass and still think logically here. Like, is this something you should be trading? If not, then let it slide and then just wait for something else better to come up, and you might be able to get some of your money back. So I'm just less of a jackass when I do it these days. But, in theory, the more you trade, the more you practice just doing it and get that hands-on experience, the better you get at it. That's just it. I mean, I'm pretty calm during trading. Even if I take a loss, I'm still pretty calm. Even if I get a nice win, I'm just pretty much calm the whole way through, you know. All right, this looks good. Hop in. If you win, fantastic. If you lose, is what it is, right? So it's just practice. It's really all it is, and you have to understand yourself. Just being able to understand yourself is important, right? Because you can fall down in trading. You could fall down a rabbit hole very quickly. Like you can, you know, one day it could be going great. You're up $1,000, and then boom, you're down $5,000. Like what? Am I really that stupid to let myself do that? Yeah, I've done it. You know, it happens. You can easily do that if you don't, you know, do what you should be doing. So try and keep it to a few trades a day. You don't have to be perfect every day. You don't have to make money every day. Any day you don't make money or don't lose money, you made money. Well, at least for me. I mean, I don't know I don't know what your guys' income looks like, but any day I don't lose money, I still make money. So it's like that's a green day for me, regardless whether or not I make money trading or don't. Yeah, if I don't make any money trading and don't even place a trade, I'm green every day because I have multiple streams of income myself. So, you know, it might be a little bit different for other people. So I don't feel as pressured to have to trade all the time per se, you know, and just make sure you don't feel pressured to trade. You don't have to trade, right? Like today, nothing to me really seems that great. This is one of those days where I could probably be like, nah, no need to trade. And then I stay green and I make money. Okay. Stocks don't need to pull back to shoot up. Mom trader, I usually stop trading at about 10:30, 11. Some days I'll push it longer, even to like 12. I've traded till, you know, sometimes it'll even go till 1. It really depends on the market and how the market's performing. And are things hot? Like sometimes there'll be days in the market, and they don't happen very often, but you know when it's happening, where everything is hot, dude. I mean, like, you know, sometimes it's like the market's up like 3.5%, 4%, 5%. The market's just ripping, right? So stocks all day are just ripping. So it's like, you know, it's like I might as well stay around and trade because this is just one of those really good days to be in the market. So why would I leave when this is like one of those really, you know, and I don't like to bring in, it's just when the market's really, really hot, it's like, well, what's the point of leaving? I mean, like, sure, you could have made your money and stopped trading, but it's like the market is giving me 4, 5 good trading sessions within one day. I should take advantage of that. That's like a whole week of trading in one day that it's giving me. The reason we step away from the market is generally speaking because, you know, most of the plays we wanted have already taken place, and now we're kind of in the lull period. It's like, well, now we'd have to put in positions and hold longer, you know, and it's just like sometimes it's not worth it. It varies. I don't really have an average position size. It can go from 5,000 to 12,000 to 200 to 50. No average position size for me personally. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't. I mean, like I said, my first business is when I was started my first business at 16 or 17, I think. It's probably closer to 17, honestly. Maybe like 16 and a half or so. 17. I started painting cars, and I'd work on cars, and I'd fix brakes and rotors and control arms and tie rods and struts and air filters and oil and tires and more tires and detailing car. I mean, I did a lot of things at a young age. But yeah. Why is Tesla up? Probably because people are buying the stock. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't really know why. I haven't looked at it yet today, personally. Yeah, right. I have, what do I have now? In theory, I have one, two, hold on. Simplified employee pension plan, Roth IRA, 401k, individual retirement, and stash retirement. I feel like I'm missing one. Roth, SEP, 401k. Oh, it's my own trading account. Duh. Yeah, I mean, I have like 6 investment accounts. That's 6 investment accounts. I got my trading account. Then I have a stash account that I just started using for the purposes of like fun. So I got my trading account, my stash account, a 401k, a SEP account, a Roth IRA, and then I have another account that I let other people manage money for me. So I have like 6 different investment fund accounts. But yeah, like the rule of 72, it still applies, but in the manner that I did it was in regards to a Roth IRA, and I can't use Roth IRAs. But that's honestly, like, if I had to give one bit of advice, the most important advice I could give you guys is if you don't have a Roth IRA right now, you need to start one now. And there is no ifs, ands, buts, or about. Start a Roth IRA now, especially if you're young, 17, 18, watching this. Start a Roth IRA right now because it is one of the best like retirement saving plans you can really get your hands on. Okay, so I got to head out. I got to get back to the private group here. I'll be heading out the door here in just a sec. If you guys want to join our private group, please feel free to do so. It's the first link in the description of the video. It takes you to a website. It'll explain why we're so great and why you should join us and blah, blah, blah. Give you the whole sales pitch. But in reality, you guys know what I'm like. You see me here. So beyond that, this is what you guys will get more access to by doing so. First link in the description. You can join me and other team moderators. It's a good time. I'll see you guys on the next stream, which, by the way, will be more frequent. I just had a really busy schedule traveling recently. So everybody take care, and I will see you soon.